To build in Foxhole, we have to equip our hammer, so we press 1 to equip our hammer with our hammer out. We press B to open the build menu to see which structures are available. To illustrate things, let's start with a rifle pillbox. If we hover over the rifle pillbox, we can see that we need 60 basic materials to build it. If we click on the rifle pillbox, we will get a yellow outline of the actual rifle pillbox out in the world. It will give us extra information. The green circle that moves with the structure is the actual line of sight for this rifle pillbox, which means that everywhere where there is no green, this rifle pillbox cannot reach. So for instance, behind the trees, it can't reach because the trees are blocking sight, and outside the circle is outside the range of the rifle pillbox. Other information that is there is the text that is below or on top of the structure. It says right now 149 meters to nearest base, and if we move away from it, it says not connected to base, structure will decay. What this means is twofold. If you build your defenses or structures within range of a base, like this, where it says 149 meters to nearest base, or any other distance to nearest base, and that base has the small garrison or large garrison unlocked, it will mean that this pillbox will have active AI. If the connected base has the small and or large garrison unlocked and it also has garrison supplies, it means that that base will prevent decay on this pillbox. If you place it outside the range of a base, it will not have AI. So just to test this, we will place this rifle pillbox within the reach of the nearest base. So we place it here by left clicking, we walk up to it and we hammer in the basic materials. So now that the rifle pillbox is done, we can see if we turn the camera around that it has a large blue flag indicating that this rifle pillbox actually has active AI. Now let's place another rifle pillbox outside the range of the base, so where it says not connected to base, structure will decay, and see what happens. Now, if we look at these two rifle pillboxes side by side, we can see that the bottom one has a large flag indicating that the AI is active. If we look at this one, we can see it has a very small flag indicating that the AI is not active. We go to the build menu by pressing B and we select the machine gun pillbox. We can see that the machine gun pillbox has a firing arc of roughly 90 degrees. As with every structure, we can hold down the right mouse button and turn the orientation of the structure. If we are happy with how the structure is oriented, we left click to place the blueprint and we walk up to it and start hammering in the basic materials. Now that the machine gun pillbox is ready, we can see that we can enter it ourselves as well. So in the bottom left, it says press Q to enter machine gun pillbox. If we hop in and we select our rifle, if we aim out, we can see that we have a firing arc of 90 degrees. If we press B to open the build menu and we select the anti-tank pillbox, we can see that it has a 360 degree firing arc, so it doesn't matter which orientation we place the structure. So all we need to do is just place down the structure by clicking left mouse button, walking up to it, and then hammering in the BMATs. Now that the anti-tank pillbox is ready, we can see that it is connected to a base that has a small garrison or a large garrison because it has a big flag indicating that the AI is active. But not only the AI will fire, we can use it ourselves. So if we look in the bottom left of our screen, we can see that it says press Q to enter the anti-tank pillbox. And if we equip our lowcaster and we reload it and we aim out, we can see that we have a firing arc of 360 degrees. Signposts can be built and used to relay information to other people while you're not around. And in order to build one, just equip your hammer, press B to go to the build menu, go to the signpost. It costs 25 basic materials and left click to place it. Once we have the blueprint, just walk up to it and start hammering. Once you have finished building the signpost, you can see that it has a message, but the message is empty. Now, in order to put a message there, press E to use the signpost, as it says in the bottom left. So we press E to use it. We go to the actions panel, say edit message, because we are the one who built it. So we get to edit it and say, "'Tis a message." And then we hit submit, and now it is a message. When winter storms arrive, it could be helpful to build fire pits to stay warm. So in order to build one with the hammer out, press B to open the build menu, go to the fire pit, place the fire pit wherever you want, walk up to the blueprint and start hammering in B-mats. Now, a fire pit, when it is ready, won't do anything because it needs something to burn, and that something to burn is diesel. So if we equip diesel, so we make sure that it's not in our backpack, but in our equipment, we can see it goes into our third slot. We press 3 to equip the jerry can, and we aim at the fire pit, hold down a left mouse button, and we can see that we are refueling the fire pit. And now that the fire pit is on fire, we can see in the top left that we have the icon that shows us that we are actively being heated. To build a motorboat, press 1 to equip your hammer, press B to open the build menu and select motorboat, and it will say almost everywhere a surface not suitable. That is because motorboats need to be built on beaches. Beaches are these light brown bits that are found near water. So if we go onto the beach over here and we press B to open the build menu, we select a motorboat, as we can see, we can't place the motorboat on water and the area will be obstructed. If we place it on the beach, however, we can place it. So we left click to put down the motorboat, walk up to it and start hammering in B-mats. Motorboats are slightly amphibious, so if we hop in, we can actually drive it from the beach into the water and from the water back onto the beach without any problem. In the build menu, walls are also a selectable structure. So if we select the wall, we can change the orientation of the wall by holding down the right mouse button. We will place the wall by clicking the left mouse button. And as usual, we walk up to the blueprint and hammer in basic materials. If we want to extend the wall to this side, we can select another wall and we can see that it snaps to the edges of the existing wall. If we want to turn the orientation of the wall before snapping, we go outside of snapping range and we hold down the right mouse button and turn the orientation. Another way to change the orientation is to hold down the shift button. That will disable the snapping, and then we can change the orientation the way we want it, and we can let go of the shift and that will snap back to one of the snap points on the end of the wall. We can place a wall, walk up to it and start hammering the B-mats into it. This is a tier 1 wall. Walls can also be upgraded. To do that, with the hammer out, you press F to go into upgrade mode. You aim at the wall until you see the information, faction neutral health 100%, because otherwise you can't upgrade it, and the builder is Frerk, that would be me. If you look in the bottom left, it says press E to upgrade to wall tier 2. So we press E, we can see that we get a different blueprint, and if we walk up to it and start hammering in VMATs. Walls also have a tier 3, so in order to upgrade our tier 2 wall to a tier 3 wall, we press F to go into upgrade mode, we aim at the wall, and we press E to upgrade it to tier 3, and we walk up to it, and we can see that we need concrete materials for that. Concrete materials are made with a concrete mixer, and the concrete mixer will turn components into concrete materials. Once a tier 3 wall is ready, it is still very, very vulnerable because the concrete is still wet. So the concrete wall has to settle or dry for 24 real-life hours. After 24 hours of drying, the tier 3 wall will be very sturdy. Not only are there defensive structures that can be built, but there are also 2 types of vehicles that can be built from the build menu. Those are the construction vehicle and the crane. The crane is used to hoist containers off of flatbeds. The CV is used to build things like FOBs, town halls, and garrisoned houses and safe houses. So if we select a CV, the construction vehicle, and we try to place it over here, the blueprint, we can see that it says it must be built near a friendly base or landing ship. As luck would have it, we have a friendly base just up the road here. As we can see, this is the base. So in order to be able to build a construction vehicle, you need to be very close to a town hall, because this is as far as it will let you go away from it before you are not able to build it. And then, as with anything in the build menu, if you're happy with where it is, you can just place it down with a left mouse button, walk up to the blueprint, and hammer the basic materials into it. The field hospital is one of the structures that is available to build as well. It is a rather large structure, so you need to be sure that you have ample free space. Now, we can see that we are too far. That just means that our character is too far from the blueprint. So if we come close to the blueprint, we can see that it turns yellow. Now, if we left click, we can put it down, and we just walk up to it and start hammering in VMATs into the blueprint. The field hospital is a structure where you can submit a critically wounded soldier, and after you submitted them as a patient, they will be turned into 4 shirts after 10 minutes.